Alright, so welcome everyone, my name is Red and I am casting Legacy of the Huns Qualification Round number 4, a match between Whitecourt versus Spaden. This is the first game of the best of 3. I'm hoping to see some excellent fights here. It is Huns War after all, so we can expect some top-notch Arabia gameplay here. Huns, as most of you know, had this reputation of being the top-notch tier on Arabia back in the days of Age of Kings and Age of Conquerors. After that one, speaking of Warlord Kingdoms, things have changed. Still, Huns really versatile and being able to pull off probably nearly all of the strats that you know on Arabia. So let's see about the maps, starting with Spaden, player number 2 here. Here in this Huns War, he is positioned on the left hand side on Arabia. And looking at his map, we can see that it's super exposed. I have the feeling that all the maps that we've seen so far in Legacy of the Huns, at least in Qualification Round number 4, are super exposed. There are only 1 or 2 that I can recall that have been wallable, and even they had their weaknesses, considering their structure of the wood patches there. And we can see this one is really open. There's literally nothing to do about it. In the front, there's a huge hill, and he can be lucky that he has his wood in the back, 2 wood lines there, especially this one is well chosen in my opinion. But other than that, he is forced to play super aggressive in the first place. There is no other way, in my opinion at least. He has his gold on the side, which is kind of on the front. His second gold is on the side. This is the most awkward gold that I've seen today, at least, in all of those Arabia matches. And he has stone on the back, over there at least, quite far away, and this one's on the side. Like I've said, he's lucky to have his wood in the back at least. His boar, certainly this one is in an awkward position as well. He needs to find a solution for that. Maybe just use a villager there to block it on the way, luring it to the TC, or using a sheepo, or maybe a scout. We'll see about it. He was good enough though, and efficient enough, pushing one of those deer there inside of his base. Always a good thing if you want to go for scouts. So I guess we got a hint there what's about to happen. So far we've only seen scout rushes in the beginning, and that makes sense meta-wise, as scout rushes turn out to be the most efficient and the fastest strats here. So we can expect both doing that very strat here. Looking at Whitecourt here in yellow on the right hand side of the map, he has a slightly better map there. Looking at it real quick, there are possibilities to do some walling, compact base here. Still he has this hill in front of him. He should maintain control over it. It's not that close to his TC, but this could just ask for his opponent to build some forward buildings there, or start his tower rush from there. Depends on what his opponent is about to do. Certainly I'm expecting Spaden to be super aggressive this time, as his map literally forces him to do so. Whitecourt has his gold on the back, 2 golds on the back there. Not the most convenient position, but I can see him doing some walling there to make this kind of safe. This pawn again is just a bit problematic, but if he manages to get the control over everything by maybe placing palisades here and there, and then dragging one line from here till there, this whole side should be safe for now, at least till the end of Feudal Age and the beginning of Castle Age. That's one way to do it, but he has to see if he just goes for walling from here till there, and then just make sure that this pawn is being closed by some palisades. So that is it for now. We see that Whitecourt is getting loom at the moment, and Spaden is not doing this. Will he go up 1 villager later? Yeah, probably he will. He is clicking up. No, it's Whitecourt clicking up. Alright, I was just confused there for a second. Okay, we see a drush attempt here. Will this be in man-at-arms? He has 2 on gold. Yes, sir. This is gonna be it. This would explain why he goes 1 or 2 villages more there. He has 23 pop, 24 pop, excluding those militia there. This is gonna be a fast castle attempt. Is it? No, he's getting loom there. Okay. Slightly confused over here. This is a really late man-at-arms incoming. But it is incoming? Question mark. Is it? Yeah, he is clicking up now. 2 on gold, as I've mentioned, so we can expect that one. At the same time, Whitecourt not going for scouts, but taking his own militia to go forward here with some villagers. Question is, will he go for some stone anytime soon? Probably he will. He has also 2 on gold. Interesting. What I've just mentioned turned out to be wrong. They're not going for scouts. Instead, they're going for men-at-arms, both of them, while Whitecourt being the more aggressive one. No, I'm just taking it back. Spaden decided to do the same, so it's gonna be a clash here in the middle of the map, slightly to the left here, while Spaden is able to push Whitecourt back for a few seconds there. And let us just see if Whitecourt will lose villagers. He will most likely lose some, as the scout is following them. At least one villager will not make it. I like this attempt here, just to block it off. One villager just died there. Oh yeah, that was some good blocking, so at least he minimized his losses there. One villager is still really painful. And there's some interesting move here by Whitecourt. Not going to the front anymore, but just stay where he is at the moment. And building an arch range instead, so this certainly looks like some feudal action taking place, some heavy feudal action, if he really goes for that. Skirmishes or archers could be incoming anytime soon. Let's see though. Yeah, archers, indeed, which is a good way to deal with this significantly great amount of men-at-arms here. Quite some numbers. This is quite dangerous here for Whitecourt. He needs to get some archers up very soon. Yeah, interesting stuff now. Wow, I do not like this fight from the point of view of Whitecourt. Look at this. I mean, he managed really badly with his archer there, attacking the men-at-arms from downhill. Ooh, a lot of villagers being killed here, and I guess this one will also not make it. How about this one? Probably this one will do it. Oh, those are heavy losses. Villager count 27 to 22 now. Really well done by Spaden. I didn't expect this one. Going up so late. Going for men-at-arms at the same time. I feel it was 1 or 2 villagers too much actually to do this classical attempt of men-at-arms. But at the same time it paid off now, as Whitecourt was not expecting all of this to happen. And question now is, was it a good decision by Whitecourt placing this arch range over here? I can understand why he did that, as he was in a backwards movement, but he is about to lose that arch range, as men-at-arms turn out to be quite devastating when attacking buildings. I mean, sounds a bit exaggerated there by me, but they still do a lot more damage than militia. I'm just imagining those cases in which villagers try to defend themselves by placing palisades or houses, and men-at-arms literally just eat through those buildings. Alright, so we see watchtowers being placed, and another archery range by Whitecourt. This is a lot of wood being used there, of course, and 175 wood, not really wasted, but lost over there. Unfortunate stuff for him right now, and it was maybe not the best decision now to go for archers. Actually, it was the right decision to go for archers, but now that the enemy has archers, he needs to go for skirms pretty soon. Dropping a blacksmith there in order to get fletching. What about the archers of Spaden? No fletching and no sign of blacksmith upgrades. That does he have a blacksmith at home? I do not think so, as he's using all of his resources now to build those archery ranges up, producing archers, and at the same time also dropping some towers. So Spaden goes really full aggressive, as I've suggested. That will be the right move, as he needs to make sure that Whitecourt does not abuse the fact that his base is completely open and literally, really literally unwallable. So I like this move by Spaden a lot. He does it properly here, also placing a forward blacksmith there. Some stuff that you can see sometimes, for sure, it makes sense. I mean, he just makes the best use out of his villagers over there, also doing a lot of damage to his arch ranges, to Whitecourt's arch ranges. Which is good for Spaden, of course, because that would be another 175 wood being lost there. The economy looks fine so far. He has a decent amount of farms. Will he be able to do some stuff with that? He creates another archery range instead. Question now, what does he need to do in order to get out of this? I like this unit composition so far. He has fletching after all, but Spaden has his own fletching as well now. And he needs to pay attention that he doesn't lose his archers anymore. With his scrums he can approach a bit closer here, as they're way tankier when dealing with watchtower fire. Still, there are 3 villagers in the tower, causing a lot more damage then. So he just needs to be careful there. But being forced to produce skirmishes, that also costs him a lot of wood and a lot of food. Not that much of a big amount, but it just sums up in the end. Also considering the fact that Spaden only has gold units at the moment, archers, which means that he is kind of saving food over there, as he does not spend it on military, which will give him the advantage to go for padded archery armor, and which will also give him an advantage when clicking up to Castle Age. Let's see if this is gonna happen anytime soon. He goes for wheelbarrow now. And now, is this gonna be another archery range? Yes, it is. So 2 archery ranges being destroyed over here, and he is about to lose his whole army. Interesting move by Spaden, going really close there. I like this one, as there's no pressure, no other units helping him out there, as in, I don't even know what he could have done there differently. Probably just, yeah, it's a GG. Wow, yeah, I mean, this looked really gloomy now. I like the fact that he placed this tower over there to maintain gold income, but at the same time, he didn't make use out of it. Having only 2 on gold, of course, doesn't give him too many options there. But I guess it was a mistake to give up on all of this over here. Spaden had good chances here. He had it really easy here. Also finishing this army without any pressure anymore, as he was being supported by his own towers there. There were no counter towers in the front. Maybe also a wrong decision to engage in this fight, at least in this location. Maybe he should have just tried to move this fight over here, but easier said than done. Those things happened, and now it's Spaden who leads with 1 point. Gotta quickly update the scoreboard, and then we will jump into the next game, as they have already started it. And with the 1:30 spec delay, we'll be there in no time. There we go. Just check in if it was Spaden. Yes, sir. We're fine now. Just going back here for a second. And let us wait until we can join once again. Yeah. Good stuff so far. I like this fight. It was interesting to see all of this just taking place in Feudal Age. So far we haven't seen that too much. We've seen great feudal wars, but often they just moved over to Castle Age. Especially the one being pressured always managed to do that, and then sometimes it turned out to be the good move, getting out those knights. That could have been a possibility for Whitecourt in this case, but having used so many skirmishes, that didn't allow him to go to the next age anytime soon. Alright, so the next game has started, as you could hear from the game sounds. I'll just switch over right now. Alright then, so let's do this. Welcome everyone, my name is Demise Red, and I am presenting you Legacy of the Huns, qualification round number 4, sorry about that. And it's a match between Whitecourt and Spaden. And we're here to cast this one live on Voobly Official. And right about now, before presenting anything, we had this pretty intense scout war taking place in the first minute of the game. This can be crucial. This can be super crucial, as losing the scout often means losing map control. Oh, this was a super bad fight. Whitecourt, White rematch. Yes. Alright. Understood. For given reasons. He just used this rematch there, and I can fully understand. That was a wrong move there, directly by Whitecourt, losing that scout so early. I don't even want to comment on that one. That was just reasonable to call it a rematch. Oh my. Just a note for you all, don't try this at home. Never lose that one, especially that early. Alright, so I just took a sip of water here. The game is restarting now. It's still the second game that we're waiting for. Whitecourt called his rematch there, so he has no rematch left anymore. And I think he used that one wisely, because that was definitely the wrong decision. I mean, he used it wisely, but in a situation where he did a huge mistake, he shouldn't have engaged in that one that early. So, just thinking about what's going to take place in the future here. The winner of this match will face the next opponent, and that could either be Stark or Comtan. Two very, very strong players. Stark, most of you probably know, one of the best players from Brazil at the moment. That could be a really intense fight. I think both Comtan and Stark are extremely good players. So far I've seen a lot from Stark in the past months, and I'm convinced that he will be a tough opponent. Alright then, so let's start again. There we go. Alright then, so welcome everyone. My name is Demise Red, and I am casting Legacy of the Huns Qualification Round number 4, a match between Whitecourt and Spaden. This is game number 2. The second attempt at least, because the first one was being called a rematch by Whitecourt, and this time we will see, hopefully, the next second match here. And right now we have this Huns war taking place on Arabia, 1v1, the best of 3. Starting with Spaden's base here, we can see that once again we have an extremely open map here on the front, and on the sides, the left hand side is kind of safe. I like the positions of the boars, quite convenient. It's gonna be nice for him. He just needs to find him, and that'll be fine for him for the next amount of time there. The only downside here, obviously, are his resources in the front. His main gold in the front, his stone, main stone, also kind of in the front. Don't tell me it's gonna be another scout fight again. He just goes for the same strat again. No. Okay. He just needs to be super careful not to lose this one. Come on. I mean, this was on purpose then, last match, which was called a rematch. But this was on purpose. If he goes for the same strat again, by being super offensive, what does he even know about his own base? I will just see at the same time while we're watching this. Not too much. Oh, don't tell me. Oh. And we have this rematch. Okay, alright, so I have the slight feeling that I know what's gonna happen in the third attempt. Wow. Okay, I guess those kind of things just happen. We have the second rematch being called in the same matchup. No more rees now, exactly. It's done, so now we can just expect some... Oh yeah, I was just confused by Pumakul's wording there when he said no. Yes, yeah. Alright, no more rematches. So now we can just expect some more matches here. Hopefully we'll see 2 great matches upcoming now in this best of 3. The more the better. Yeah, so we've just seen it. Whitecourt this time being more successful. His attempt was to get the enemy scout somehow. I mean, at least his attempt was to scout the enemy base ASAP. And both times he managed to find the enemy scout. The first time he lost the fight. The second time he won. Both times a rematch was being called from both sides then. All in all. Therefore, no more rees left. And now the question is, what's going to happen this time? It could be that Whitecourt will actually do the same thing again. It could be devastating for his enemy, or just devastating for himself. At the same time, having your own scout with low HP is also a bad thing. I think even in this case, in this last thing that we've just seen, it wouldn't have been the biggest advantage for Whitecourt, as I guess at least Spaden found even his boars in the end, and then at least resource-wise he would have been fine for now. But of course, if Whitecourt managed to keep his scout alive, it would have been really bad for his opponent. So let's see what's going to take place this time. There we go. So welcome everyone, my name is Demise Red, and I am casting today Legacy of the Huns Qualification round number 4, a match between Whitecourt versus Spaden. And this time we have Green Arabia, not the map Green Arabia, but Arabia in green, so we must not expect any pawns here. And starting with Spaden, we can see that once again he has an open map here. The front is safe kinda with his woodline, but his sides are fully open. There are some perspectives about the right hand side. I believe he could wall this in a way that is still awkward if he goes that far away from his TC. So actually I would even say it's not nice to wall. Left hand side also not easy to wall, but he must wall this one if he does not go aggressively here. He has his both his first gold and also first stone and second gold to left hand side, and also second gold there. All of his resources on the left hand side. He has a third gold, or depending on how you want to see it, a second gold on the right hand side. But he should be focusing on dealing with this area over here ASAP. It's gonna be super awkward to wall this one off. If he wants to go for a wall, he should place some building set. Now we see it again. I'll just interrupt myself over there. With this move, Whitecourt definitely wants to go for the same strat again. He is looking for the enemy scout, but this time he can forget about that ASAP. He just needs to scout about the resources and then just go away, because this TC actually managed to get some solid hits on Whitecourt's scout over there. Only 24 HP left. That means that he's not able to engage in any more upcoming scout fights, at least in a 1v1 here with the initial scouts. You should directly forget about that one. Also, Spaden had a reason to garrison his villages there, as he was able to inflict this damage. There are a lot of math things going on, even recently now, even though this is an old game, and the maths, at least for mechanics like this, have been done already. So it is important to keep in mind, if you garrison your villages, you can lose up to 20 or 30 food there, with all of this food decaying and villages not collecting at the same time. But in this case it was fully justified by being able to inflict so much damage on Whitecourt's scout there, which is the reason why he just retreats now and makes the best now by finding his other sheep. Yeah, he does it. Okay, good for him. So there's that, and let us see what's gonna take place here. So as I've mentioned, this base not the best, could be easily tower rushed by just starting. I would not start with the stone, but probably just start somewhere here or here, and then go over here, and then work my way to the left, and then when I reach this point here with my towers, I could decide whether I go left or right. Probably right would be the more aggressive way, and just denying this wood line. There are possibilities to go for a trush, indeed. If Whitecourt actually is up for that, he went for the initial aggressive scouting there. He could do this if he wanted to. He has 4 villages on wood, so we can expect most likely a man-at-arms plus a trush maybe taking place. Not a scrush, indeed, with 4 villages in the beginning. I don't think so. At least if he just acts according to the build orders that we are familiar with. At the same time, we can see a forward barracks here, also 4 villages over there. So both actually wanted to do the same as in match number 1. And it would be funny again to see if they went over again with a couple of villages, having this villager fight in the middle of the map, and then deciding who's going to be the aggressor and who's going to be the defensive one. We've seen that Whitecourt was not successful being the defensive one here in this matchup, so I recommend him to be way more aggressive. The placement of the barracks, though, quite close to his TC. He just wants to play it safe, unlike Spaden, who places his barracks quite far away. Putting 2 villages on gold, a clear indication that he wants to go for the man-at-arms. There we go, also 2 villages on gold now for Whitecourt. Spaden of course sees this one, so he will be anticipating every further move here. Maybe even thinking, maybe I should put down an archer range very soon. Once I hit fuel age and I have enough wood, I should, instead of going further with my villages and placing down... How to see? Oh my god, the scout is rip. Okay. instead of going for towers, just basically considering archer ranges. That could be a way to do it. Let us see. So there are actually 3 villagers on gold. Kinda justified, as he wasn't able to get as much gold as Spaden was able to do, because he had some idle time there. And also I see Whitecourt in a huge problem here, losing his scout. Not the best thing. Certainly not the best thing to happen. And those villagers will be in a tough situation if Spaden goes for that one. Could be huge trouble for him, indeed. Alright, we see some more aggressive kind of movement, I feel like. What about those villagers? Oh no, they're placing down an archer range, so this is more defensive. We can see it. I mean, this passage gate, well put, in my opinion. Saving this wood line, at least from that direction. Just needs to make sure. I would recommend putting down also palisades over here. It's actually always a good thing to place down palisades when you're really close with the TC to the edge of the map. Most of the times when the enemy is not scouting properly, as in just leaving the scout be and just walking with the scout without even looking at it, it could most likely be due to pathfinding. If there's a palisade wall over here that the scout is forced to walk around really close to the TC. But now we see again Spaden with a lot of militia there. That is actually well done, and I'm really admiring it at the moment, because I'm just asking myself, what's the downside of all of this? He's able to pump out so many more men-at-arms. That's actually a nice builder. I will take a look at this record here and just look at Spaden's way of playing here, because he always manages to get up a lot of men-at-arms here. Like it. At the same time, Whitecourt with archers, he just needs to be so careful about them, not to lose them. And it'll be really good for him, because they will be able, if the numbers are right, to get rid of those men-at-arms. If he has enough of wood, he should put down a blacksmith very soon, in order to get some fletching there. But he does well, actually. At the same time, Spaden does not do well. He was more successful with this move in the first game. I guess Whitecourt is more prepared this time. This time he's not intimidated by the huge amount of men-at-arms, and instead he is being able to push back now. I find this really interesting. Really looking forward to see the next moves here. He was able to put down blacksmith as well. Excellent choice here. Whitecourt doing the right things. He just needs to make sure that he will inflict a lot of damage with this one here. Then he'll be fine. Question now is, what about Spaden? Will he go for skirmishes himself? So far we see only archers. Not the biggest fan of this move, but understandable if there are men-at-arms as well. But those are not many men-at-arms, and if he paid some more attention there, he would have known that they have little HP left. Actually, skirmishes, in my opinion, would have been the better defensive option. At the same time, he probably has some ambitions to save on his food over there, probably to maintain good production of villagers, which is the reason why he goes for archers. He just needs to be careful now, because let's take a look. Yeah, the huge problem at the moment is Spaden does not have fletching at the moment. I mean, even with skirmishes, this fight would be uneven, as Whitecourt has fletching, therefore always an advantage. Archer wars with tech discrepancies is quite significant when microed well. I like this tower actually, because it's super defensive and saving that gold for a long time. Because the number of men-at-arms is not that huge that they could take care of this watchtower. Spaden making good moves actually, now that he has fletching. And Whitecourt is forced to go back. I didn't like this move by him so far. He lost 2 archers there. Unfortunate stuff. Massing up more skirmishes. That again is a good move by him. He will make use of the skirmishes anyway, if this fight is going on in the classical way, which would be You know, since both of them are going for archers, most likely they will go for cav archers in the next stage. Maybe just upgrading to expos to make use of the remaining archers. But I don't think that Whitecourt should go for that. Instead, he should go for elite skirmishers. Just thinking ahead here for a second. Therefore, this is the situation at the moment. And Spaden does well by just not dealing with this one too much. Instead, as he knows that there's a huge amount of skirmishes and that he won't be able to deal with this one with the amount of archers that he has, he just goes forward and will try to get some villagers get killed here by Whitecourt. The walling was actually well done here by Spaden. If he just pays attention a bit better here, he won't lose any villager. That is unfortunate now. Oh, that is really unfortunate. He even could have gotten some military killed here instead of losing a villager. I wonder why this happened. Was he so much focused on the movement of his archers over there? Now we can see that those archers are not being used at the moment. Not a good move by Spaden so far. This micro move I did not like. But at the same time, easier said than done, right? So I'm just criticizing as if I would be way better than them. That is not true, of course. Alright, so we can see it. The archers are inside now. Fortunately, they are really close to the enemy town center. And I just need to make sure that he doesn't actually waste this one, but he is actually wasting this one. He probably just got one villager killed there, and now he will lose all of his army. That is good for Whitecourt, of course, who has an army nearly only consisting of skirmishes there. Also, he created way more trouble here than he should have had, you know. Spaden allowed him to do way more damage than expected here. Question now is, what will happen in the next upcoming minutes? Wheelbarrow by Whitecourt. What about Spaden? Does he have wheelbarrow? No, it doesn't seem so. Nope. No wheelbarrow. So wheelbarrow will actually put Whitecourt behind in villagers. Even more than now. Wait a second, that is actually something that I didn't pay attention to. It's 47 to 40. Whitecourt actually behind in villagers a lot. How did that happen actually? Did he go ham on skirmishes that much that he wasn't able to afford any villagers anymore at some point? Wow. So now that he got wheelbarrow, that he is even behind a bit more. Wheelbarrow 2 to 3 villages maybe, and then another 4 villages at least. Idle time or getting killed somewhere. But at the same time, Spaden also lost villages there, and he's still in front quite significantly. He is putting down towers, which hints at him staying with 1 TC in the next couple of minutes. He will be able to click up very, very soon. He has an idle TC for now, and now there we go. He's clicking up. What about Whitecourt at the same time? He also has the same ambitions, and now he will be able to click up as well. So I like the timing of both of them. Whitecourt even getting horse color now, gold mining. And he has 3 archer ranges, so this will be the classical calf archer attempt here. And if Spaden does the same move, this would be unfortunate for him. Not really unfortunate though, I'm just exaggerating a bit. I'm just thinking, what if those calf archers hit this army here? So it depends on Whitecourt's moves. If he goes for elite skirmish, it will be really tough for Spaden there for a couple of minutes at least 1 or 2 minutes. He will suffer. But after that one, if he decides correctly and goes for Mangonel afterwards, those skirmishes will be done for. We see a stable even put down, which hints at Whitecourt attempting to create some kind of meat shield knights. Not gonna tech into them too much, I guess, having built 3 archer ranges. He continues producing more archers, so probably he will go for expos at the same time. I mean, he's just gonna make use out of this very army that he has. It makes sense to upgrade it. Either he goes for elite skirmishes or expos. I do not think that he will go for both. We'll see about that in a couple of seconds. Enough with the speculations here. Just want to see what's gonna happen. But my guess, as a last speculation, is that Spaden is gonna stay with 1 TC for a bit longer. Yeah. Interesting. So X-Bow by Spaden. Botganero, Elite Skirmisher also. Spaden goes all the way there. And Whitecourt as well. Interesting, interesting. Won't we see some Cav Archers at the same time being produced? We do. By Spaden, at least. Interesting. Instead of going for Cav Archers at the same time, Whitecourt decides to go for Thumb Ring, and Spaden will go for Ballistics. Alright, good fight for Whitecourt so far. This one, uphill advantage. Spaden should not involve himself in this fight. He should rather go away and see for another opportunity to strike. At the same time, he should try to mess up Cav Archers. So Ballistics also incoming. It's basically Ballistics against Thumb Ring at the moment. Alright, this time it's better situation for Spaden. Both have Botganero, obviously. Whitecourt going for the next armory upgrade. Let us see about his knights. No, he just placed down this one only to get husbandry. First of all, we'll see about the rest. Alright, I like this one here. But at the same time, Whitecourt thought about this. He thought, I'll wall this one up and I'll also put this wall down. Means a lot of idle time for one villager at least, or two. But he'll be safe at least in terms of those archers entering the base. But he's aware that this woodline is really thin, therefore he needs to retreat. He does well by doing so. He does not lose any villagers. He's preserving that one really well. And has Mangonel there. I like this one. Mangonels, I feel in the last matches that we've munched, is always underused here. And at the same time, we've just missed seeing this one here taking place. But this one seems to be quite of an equalizing fight. Spaden actually less in numbers here, but the upper advantage allowing him to get more skirms here. And I guess it's gonna be even. Kinda even, at least. Both have army upgrades. And all the skirmishes are, the crossbows are even there. And now this Mangonel. Well, well. The Mangonel of Whitecourt is at home. And also an army of Cav Archers are incoming. Forward University by Whitecourt. Alright, let's see. I like this positioning of Whitecourt a lot. He's just making sure that this hill is safe. It could have been a great opportunity for Spaden to strike at, but Whitecourt was probably aware of the situation because he went for this awful woodline here. This is one of the most awful woodlines that I've seen in a while. It's surrounded by a hill. It's inside of a hill there, so to speak, and every attack here will deal bonus damage against those villagers. He needs to keep this hill super safe. Now we see a good fight here. Well done. Okay, it's 1 for 1 for the Mangonels at least. Villager-wise, Spaden still in front. He stays with 1 TC. And the same goes for Whitecourt. While Spaden has a safer space there, as he has a lot of watchtowers. Which won't keep any more units away, of course. It's just a little bit of a cautious move there. But I guess a huge army of Cav Archers will just go through those palisades quite quick. And will not suffer a lot of damage from arrow fire from the towers. But I will actually like this one as he has some kind of security for his villagers to garrison them then. I understand why I did that. Okay, so we've seen more arch ranges being put down by Whitecourt. Nice move there. Military, also Spaden leading in this case. This is problematic for Whitecourt. He is down in any kind of numbers. Also loses Mangonel there, which is unfortunate. Okay. He needs to hit one. Oh, unfortunate. He should have just landed one more hit with his Mangonel. Not the best fight for Whitecourt. He is uphill, but there are a lot of skirmishes. Probably not the best fight you should go for. At the same time, he does not want to lose this hill. This is why he still engages. He needs to focus fire those skirmishes ASAP. Not go for any skirmishes here, just focus fire. Because they have done the same, you've seen it. Those Cav Archer suffered a lot of damage there. All in all, he managed well, but with great losses at the same time. He is in front with military count. That is good for him, of course. Good stuff so far. Spaden now in trouble, kinda. What kind of options does he have? He did well by just putting down this TC here, making the space safer. At the same time, he needs to be super cautious about this move. Whitecourt is on his way to approach. If he finds out about this one, those villagers are dead. Oh god, look at this. Bad move by Spaden. Losing a couple of villas there. Not the end of the world. Economy-wise, still equalized here. And actually, Spaden's still with the lead considering the villager count, as in also in villager production. I believe Whitecourt still with... no, 2 TCs already. Alright, so it's 2 versus 2 here. But this one was an unfortunate move. Whitecourt did well, timing that one, the attack. Quite successful. So question now, what's gonna happen? What are the perspectives here? At the moment, no one is being pressured too hard. Both have suffered some losses there. Whitecourt was actually able to gain more of a military lead there. Also, he has more military buildings. And he is throwing in some knights as well. Good meat shield there for sure. This TC has a nice position, but he needs to be super sure about the fact that this is going to stay safe. And also there's a huge amount of mangonels, which came in a bit too early or a bit too late, depends on how you want to see it, because they are not able to cause a lot of damage. Well microed by Whitecourt. I like this one a lot. He is dodging the mangonel fire really efficiently. That whoa, did you see this one? That was actually a mistake in viewing this one. This was super fast. This looked like Lightspeed's formation switch, right? Alright, so we see Whitecourt still pushing. He should not do this anymore. He should just go back for a second. And now when the knights are on the front, he can go to the front again. Yeah, he does well by producing a bit more of the knights. He even has +1 defense now. So he really wants to be successful with this fight. Good moves there. He should just continue. Right, just go on this hill. Just allow those knights to die. It's fine. That's the reason why you have him. That's your meat shield, strong meat shield, forcing to push back the little army of Cav Archers by Spaden and allowing yourself to go more to the front more. So that is well done. We can see the effects of that. This might be a siege workshop. There we go. Makes sense. Apply some more pressure. Whitecourt does not want to stop. At the same time, he will face a little problem there, which is this little army of elite skirmishes. As he does not have a forward mangonel, this mangonel stays at home. I would recommend him to get 1 or 2 more knights to the front, because this matchup will be devastating again. If he manages well though, no, he will not engage too much. He'll just go away. Right, so the skirmishes are there to save the day. At the same time, Spaden now clicking up. Clicking up indeed. Does he have this third TC? Now he has it. What about Whitecourt? 1, 2, 3. Makes sense. Spaden also going for a castle. Where is this gonna be? Here. Position wise, it's fine and understandable, but I will recommend him to get a second one ASAP, probably here. I understand why he does that one, in order to defend the stone for a second. Also a little bit of this area. He would even allow... Nah, it's not gonna save this wood line. It's fine. There could have been maybe better positions, but it is fine. You can justify that one. Both are going for the same kind of idea here, just saving the front, also giving their own units a way to retreat. At the same time, Imperial Age by Spaden. We have to talk about this one real quick. He has 95 villages there, which is a reasonable amount. At the same... Wow, did you see that one? Nice stuff. So, the question now is Spaden going to imp. Gives Whitecourt a little bit of time frame in which he can inflict more damage, as Spaden technically would be behind in economy for a while there. But yeah, it's gonna be like this. It's the difference in villages is not that high anymore. It's 100 to 96. There will be a little time frame where he can inflict some damage there. Question is, will he be able to do that? If he does so, he will punish Spaden for going for Imp. But Spaden now doing the right moves here. Town Watch, okay. But Bracer and Gold Shaft mining is really important. More gold and also stronger cavalry. I mean cav archers. Chain binding armor by Whitecourt, that is interesting. So he just wants to go for more of a cavalry attempt here, as in probably stable knights. Yeah, knights, we have it here. Don't think that Tarkans will play a role here anytime soon. It's not Spring playing. Spring, in my opinion, some of the few people who just know how to work with Tarkans. And I feel that Whitecourt is making the wrong moves here. He went out way too late here. He will be able to deal some damage, but actually now his time frame is gone now. His cav archers, I mean Spade's cav archers now have Bracer. This is a significant change. This was way too late now. Whitecourt needs to retreat and go to Imp himself. At the same time, he is losing the trap war as he is in Castle Age and won't be able to join the war of trebuchets. He's putting down more castles, makes sense. What about his resources there? He's nowhere near Imp. He is nowhere near. This could be a huge mistake by him. Don Raven Singh Ola. What's up, man? Welcome. So this is it at the moment. Parthian tactics also incoming. So those cav archers will be even more efficient there. He even is brave enough to go to the front as he has cap rams there. It looks really gloomy for Whitecourt now. Question is, what can he do? He goes for his own army of elite skirmishers. I didn't see too much of them from Whitecourt, but it is going to be really gloomy for him if he doesn't do anything very soon. He has his own army of battering rams in order to tank some damage here, but in this kind of fight they won't be as efficient. I could imagine having a heavy cav arch fight here, I mean a war in which both sides are opposing each other. Then I would see those battering rams really strong. But those numbers are just too low. I feel that Whitecourt is going for numerous ideas at the same time. Let us see. If he just manages to get this battering ram into the middle, it would have been such a good idea now. Heavy cav archers against cav archers. Heavy cav archers with Parthian tactics. Bracer. This is tough. This is really tough. I guess he won't be able to deal with a situation like that. He is superior with his military numbers, but at the same time his defense will be awesome now, I guess. Or will it? I'm not even sure. Let us see. Look at the situation here. A lot of... Oh my god, I just missed this one, but this was a really sad castle, a bloody one. Wow, okay. Whitecourt did more damage than I've seen. Good stuff. This one actually was really important. Same time though, this castle is gonna be up now. He did some good damage there, indeed. I gotta admit, but since now those rams make sense, right? I still would have loved to see more mangonels here. Just getting those lucky shots would have been one way to be a winner here, because now you gotta go for lucky shots there, indeed, because your enemy is an imp and you are not. And Whitecourt will stay in Castle Age. Look at his resources there. I mean, am I seeing something wrong here? No. He is having 99 food and 126, 51 now on gold. He's even selling wood to get more gold to pump up more units. This will be draining his economy till the very end. We see some Tarkans now. Tarkans do really well in any kind of raiding situations, especially against buildings. They do quite well if they have good numbers against halberdiers. We've seen that by Spring a couple of times. Also, not even on Legacy of the Huns. I mean, we've seen that there as well. But I guess Tarkans in this situation are not the best choice, but GG, that is it. Wow, okay, it's over. Wow. Spaden did it. Spaden won it, people. GG's. Yeah, it's 2-0. Spaden won the best of 3. There we go. Wow. So just to sum up what we've just seen, I guess was wrong by Whitecourt to stay in Castle Edge for that long. Maybe he should have just moved on as well, but he did this on purpose. He stayed there. He wanted to do some damage there. He was able to do some damage, as we've missed to see with this castle on the right hand side. But before that, I saw more opportunities for him to punish his opponent Spaden for going to imp like that. He didn't make use out of that. Unfortunate stuff. In the end, we've seen that there was still more to come by Spaden, but even less than by Whitecourt, which was the reason that he didn't make it. So well done by Spaden, that is for sure. And his next opponent is going to be Stark or Comtan, which is going to be epic, of course. This is a match on a level that is just unbelievable. If it's whether it's Stark or Comtan, it's going to be extremely tough for Spaden, that is for sure. At the same time, though, he did well, so I'm looking forward to seeing some excellent Huns war in the next stage, which will be the final stage in which it's going to be clear who is actually going to take it on against those big pros there, because they're just waiting for this qualification round to finally end, and then the real match is going to start in August, so to speak, next week, isn't it? Or just in 2 weeks? Yeah, it depends on how you want to see it, but in 2 weeks, let's say, the really big game is going to start, and hopefully I'll be there as well. I'll make sure that I will take care of all of the matches on the weekends. I will be there for sure, Saturday and Sundays. Those are just my days to do some casting for Woobly Official for sure. But if there are also some late times there, especially talking about, I don't know, let me say 21 GMT, that's also my time where I'll be up till infinity, if it has to be for Legacy of the Huns. Let us see about that. So this was actually a nice matchup there, and I'm really happy that both start there on time. And yeah, Iron Chef, thank you, man. Thanks a lot, appreciate it, bro. GG, man, GG. So that is it from me. You're gonna see me again next week sometime. So far, I don't really know. There's gonna be a lot of Legacy of the Huns matches taking place as we're entering the last stage now. There's only one more qualification round 4 left. We'll see about when this is gonna take place. I'm not sure. We'll see. But next week you'll hear about me, or you'll see me casting for sure on Woobly Official. Other than that, if you like what you've seen, just check out my own my Twitch. I mean, you can just scroll beneath the stream and then just click on my picture. That guy with the beard who's smiling like an angel, that is me. Yeah, kidding, man. So yeah, you can just check it out. But I'll be around next week as well. So this has been a good week. We have been doing a lot of stuff now. Nomad Battlegrounds a lot. Legacy of the Huns. I've been doing that exclusively here. I just loved it. I just gotta admit, Huns War is for me still not boring enough. Everyone's saying, oh, Huns War, I don't know. But I just love it. It's so exciting, actually. There's so much potential. Loving it. This is why I'm really looking forward to the next week, seeing stuff there, hopefully. We'll see about the times. I'll keep you updated on my own Twitch. I'll always write down the times when I'm going to be casting on Woobly Official. If you like the content, feel free to follow Woobly Official, because we will be there. Next week, we will be hopefully casting nearly every day. That is our aim. We'll see about it. So I hope you like the content for this week. And that is it from me now. And yeah, see you next week, which starts tomorrow.